Okay, so this survey shows that what are the gaps that lead to these kind of malicious attacks. So if we see, the primary reason that research has shown is the threat detection, which means that companies, people, researchers are not able to detect the threats in their early stages, which leads to these infurious, let's say, non-recoverable states. So one of the primary reasons for threat detection, that companies are not able to detect the threats. Next, the better analytics capabilities, which means that the manpower that they have, for example, the security analyst, the threat detection IC response team, they are not well trained or they are not well equipped with the systems that can help themselves or the company to detect the threat. And third is threat blocking. That means, let's say you have detected the threat successfully, but now you have to come up with a solution that can block that threat completely. It's not like that you have detected the threat, but if you are not able to block that threat, it is of no use. So the gist of this bar is that we must be able to detect threats in early stages. That's where we come in. We have developed a solution called 3-layer inspection technique. Our technique can detect the threat in very early stages because it is based on detecting threat on network level. And if we move to the next slide. Okay, so before talking about our technique, let's go through the research methodology that we have used. So our research is completely experimental. We have experimented with different techniques, different data sets, and one of the first realization was that there is not ample amount of data sets available that are generated in recent years. So one of the main challenges that we faced is that the data sets that are available for malicious traffic detection is at least 8 years old, and we can completely understand that those data sets are of no relevance today. So first we have generated a data set here at ABD ITM CS department lab. We have generated a data set which contains more than 1,50,000 rows, that is 150,000 rows, and more than 10 features. And next in our research, we will be using different deep learning neural network and machine learning anomaly detection technique. Now if we come to the next slide. So now I will talk about 3-layer inspection technique. So in layer 1 contains an algorithm. We will work on that. The algorithm, what this algorithm will do is that it will take the destination address from every packet and compare it with the list, that is a list of malicious IP addresses. So we have curated a list of malicious IP addresses of more than 10,000 publicly known IP addresses that are malicious. And in layer 2, what we will do is that we will develop an algorithm which will extract the keywords from the data packet and compare it with the list of curated keywords. And what will that do is that we will extract keywords from the data packets, and let's say if a keyword is PWD, and we know that in Linux based systems PWD means if you want to change any video's password. So we can COD say that packet is malicious. But here comes the problem. We cannot detect every malicious traffic based on these simple rules. So that's where layer 3 comes in. So in layer 3 what we are doing is that first of all we are going to pre-process the data in runtime. Next, we are going to use deep learning based dimensionality detection architectures, for example TSNE, TCA, autoencoder, to reduce the features, and then use those features as an input to anomaly detection techniques, for example one-class SVM, random forest, etc. And now if we move to the next slide. So this is the layer flow of our whole project. So as I said, in layer, once a raw packet captures, once a raw packet enters into the system, it will be first reprocessed in layer 1 and then its destination address will be extracted and compared with the created list. And if it is found, then it will be appended into suspect list. Next, in layer 2, as a data packet comes, it will be reprocessed, keywords will be extracted, if found, appended to suspect list. Likewise, in third, preprocessed, it will be passed into the dimensionality text architecture, it will be scaled and standardized, and it will be passed to unsupervised learning, and based on cluster formation, we will then say that if a packet is malicious or not. So this is the whole gist of our project. Now if you move to the next slide. Okay, so this is the packet pre-processing in runtime. So what we are doing is that, let's say if you have ever seen a IP header, TCP IP header. So in those headers, there are several parameters that we can extract. For example, checksum, source IP, source port, destination IP, destination port, acknowledgement number, serial number. So what we are doing is that in runtime, we are extracting these features from the data packet and then using these features to pass into our layer 3 inspection algorithms. So now this was the whole summary of our project, and now I would like to hand over to Aradhana, who will explain these layers in detail and what are the conclusions and future scope that we are intent to plan.
Thank you so much, Aman. So first of all, good afternoon everyone. My name is Aradhana Tripathi and I am from CS41. So as already my teammate has briefed you about the 3-layer inspection technique and also the data set which we have created and where we have created, how we have created. He has already told you about this. So now I am going to talk about all the layers, all the 3 layers separately. So moving to the next slide. So first of all, we will talk about the layer 1, the foremost layer. So in this layer, we basically have created a list of the malicious addresses which have created from the publicly available data. So from that we have created this list of malicious addresses, and now the packet which we are receiving, we will extract the destination address from that packet, and we will going to match that address, that destination address of the packet with the list of malicious addresses. And if the destination address of the packet matches with the list, then it will be appended in the list of suspect. So now if we are moving towards the middle layer or the layer 2. So in that layer, just like in the foremost layer, we have created a list of malicious addresses. Here we have created a list of potential keywords which we have collected from the available data. We have created the data in which we have found that the malicious addresses, if matched with the extracted keywords from the data packets, then it will be considered as the malicious activity and we will consider it as the malicious packet. And that packet's address, the source address and the destination address will be appended to the list of the suspect. Now, if we are talking about the last layer, which is the layer 3. So, up to layer 1 and 2, we have already extracted all the malicious activities and we have detected it. But if somehow the malicious activities or the traits have left in the packets, then it will be detected in the layer 3. So in layer 3, we have used the data set which we have created, just like Aman has already told, that which we have the data we have created in our lab 3, CS lab 3 at BPTIM. In that lab which we have created the data set. The data set is created in the real-time traffic with implying the 10 features, and it was created with more than 15 more systems. So in that data set, we have almost extracted all the remote addresses of we try to extract all the addresses of the systems, and we match it with all the malicious packets which we are receiving. And if the packets are matching, then we are appending it to again the suspect list, and then it will go to the it will be considered as a malicious one. Now, the data set which we have created is very important in this phase because the already created data set is not important for us right now because the data is increasing day by day, and we are in the urgent need of the latest data which we have already created. So this data set was very important to get to know the knowledge of the real time data, and also it was important to get the accurate result by applying all the machine learning techniques. So now moving to the next layer, next slide. In this slide we are talking about the future scope of our model. So in our model already we have implied all the possible outcomes, all the possible functionalities in our model. But if we want to improve it, if we want to make it more better, then we're gonna add some features like prevention techniques and attack classification. So here user can be very much sure about the attacks or about the types of the attacks which is affecting the user, or also they can get to know the prevention techniques, because it is not only important to just detect the cyber attacks, but it is also important to get prevented from that attack. So now moving to the next slide. Okay, so we are done with this presentation, and thank you so much for listening.